Okay, so this is part of your homework. I have a condensed version, but all of these questions that I have on here are also questions on yours. So you're just going to have to match up and find which one we're talking about here. Okay, so we'll just start with number one. We're doing density. I know the formula for density is mass divided by volume. I know that the label for density is grams per milliliter. Mass is going to be grams, and volume is going to be milliliters or centimeters cubed. All right, those are all the units that we should be labeling on this page. So let's just start with number one. A block of aluminum occupies a volume of 15 milliliters. I know that's going to be my volume, and weighs 40.5 grams. So what is your density? This one's very straightforward. So you just take 40.5 divided by 15, and you get 2.7 grams per milliliter. I look at my givens. There's 3 sig figs here. There's 3 sig figs here. And my answer, there's only 2. So I need to add another trailing 0 to make it significant. So it should be 2.70 grams per liter. All right, so the hard part about this was remembering the sig figs from my given, because these are measurements. Okay, let's go to number, let's see, 3, because in this one we're going to try to find the mass, which means we're going to have density and volume, and mass is going to be my left out variable. So in this case, if I want to rearrange this formula to make it easy on myself, I know that if I multiply by volume here, that crosses that out. Whatever you do to one side, you do to both sides. So I know that mass is going to be equal to density times volume. Okay, so I go over here to my question and fill this equation in here. So I know that mass is going to be equal to, well, 200.0 is my volume. The density of ethyl alcohol is 0.789. Okay, so if I multiply these two terms together, I get 0.789 times 200. I get mass to equal 157.8. I go back up to my givens. I have 4 sig figs there, and I have 3 sig figs there. So the weakest link rule is I only can report 3. 1, 2, 3. I use that 8 to round that 7. So my mass is equal to 158 grams. Okay. And we can do one more. Let's do 6. A cup of gold-colored metal beads was measured to have a mass of 425 grams. By water displacement, the volume of the beads were calculated to be 48.0 centimeters cubed. Given the following densities, identify the metal. So it's gold-colored. We don't know if it's actually gold or not. It's just gold-colored. So by dividing these two, 425 divided by 48, I get this as my given density. And then I know if I go back, I have 3 sig figs, 3 sig figs, so I should have 3 sig figs in my answer. 8.85 grams per centimeter cubed. And I go over here, and my closest answer is going to be B, copper. And notice how it's not exactly, but obviously the other two are way off, and so this is actually not gold, it's going to be copper. All right, I hope that helps with the homework.